Alright, so this is Daniel, and I'll be performing an ARP cache poisoning attack. In this demo, I have my VM1 as my client, my VM2 as my server, and my VM3 will be the attacker who is going to perform a man-in-the-middle attack for ARP cache poisoning. Now, the very first thing that I need to do is download this script. We'll just go ahead and copy that. All right, so I will simply let's make sure we are on desktop. Okay, so wget and simply paste that link here. Downloaded that successfully, and I will just go ahead and start making changes to this file. Now, as you can see, I've already put some of the variables down for the file that needs to go, and I will go over that right here. So if I do an ifconfig and an ifconfig here, these variables, VM client, client IP, MAC address, server IP, server MAC address, attacker IP, attacker MAC address correspond to these variables over here in the file. So let me just go ahead and do an ifconfig, and then we can compare them. So client IP, that's this address right here, and here's the MAC address for client is right here, ends with B1 colon A1, and then server IP address is right here, and then server hardware address ends with CD7F, right? And attacker IP is 172.16.95.9 and ends with B9AF. Ends with, oh, my bad. So ends with B9AF. Okay, cool. So now that I have downloaded the file, I will, I will just go ahead and replace these variables from the file right here. Right? And I will make those changes, Control S. Hopefully those changes are saved. And now we will go back in the terminal and we will run the script. And sudo python and arpspoof.py. And that should send two packets, one to the client and one for the server, which will have a spoofed MAC address. Let me pull up the ARP table. And as you can see, B9AF corresponds to the attacker MAC address. And let's look at the server. And here also, as you can see, this is the client IP, but its MAC address is labeled to the attacker's MAC address. Therefore, this works. Now we will try to ping the server. So the server IP address is 172.16.95.8. And as you can see, there is no response. And I will do the same here. Ping 172.16.95.9. Oh, my bad. Would have to rerun the script. Okay. Client is 0.3. And as you can see, there is no response on the both ends. So in order to resolve that, we need to enable the IP forwarding, and the IP forwarding will happen at the server, the attacker's end. So we will sudo sysctl and then net dot ipv4 dot ip and ip underscore forward equals to 1. Equals 1. All right, so that does it. And now if we try to ping, if I try to ping this server, it's going to have a fake response. It's working. And if I try to ping from here, ping 172.16.95.3. If I remember that correctly, yeah, that's a client IP address, but it has been mapped to the fake, which is the spoofed MAC address of the attacker. And as you can see, that works fine. All right, so now that we are able to do this on the client machine, we will try to telnet to the server, and for that I can show you. We'll be able to telnet ls. I will create a make directory, make vm2, because that's our server. Let me make that on desktop. cd desktop ls make dir vm2 ls. Cool. All right. So I will try to telnet to the server now. So telnet. The IP address for my server again was, if I do an ifconfig, copy, and of course paste it right here. Seed. And let me desktop ls, and as you can see, I'm able to telnet to VM2. All right. So on the attacker machine, I will go ahead and turn off the IP forwarding now. Now I will jump on to the other part of this this demo. I will simply go ahead and download this another script. Sure, we are okay. CD desktop. Yep, we are on our VM1 now. Okay, now let's download this file provided by Professor Zedong, which we will use this command wget, paste it right here. Okay. Now on the attacker's machine, we're going to run this script, and I believe that I'd have to make those changes again. So I will simply go ahead and try to pull that up in the text editor. And that is true. So now I will simply go ahead and change it with all those variables that I had up here. copy. Those variables are correct. And let me Control S. Great. Now I will, from the client machine, I will run. From the attacker's machine, I will run this this script. Okay. I will simply ls and sudo vm sudo python /sniff python, and that should hopefully run the script and also do the forwarding, IP forwarding for us. That's why I disabled it from the attacker's machine. And if this attack works successful, then any alphabet character typed in the client's side will be converted into a letter A. So for that, I will again try to telnet to the server, and for that, I'll rerun that command. Let me see if the ARP table is still good. Open tab. Spoof.py. Sudo python arp /arp spoof.py. Okay. ls. Yep, it's working now. Looks like my system is kind of crashing here. So what might have happened was the ARP cache would have expired, so it had reset back. So that's why I had to go back and rerun the other script. Did not run in the first instance. So it looks like I crashed it, but anyways,